So now that I've shown you how I harness the sun's rays, I'm going to show you where I put them. And I like to keep them in this little box when I'm not using them, where my battery is. So I'll give you a quick explanation of how all that works now. I normally would have some stuff stored in here. I use it for extra storage, but I've taken all that stuff out so that you can see it a bit better. I'll go through the general idea of how everything's wired up. There is a separate battery for starting the van. That's just under in the engine bay where it would normally be. And then it's connected obviously to the alternator, so I just ran some extra thick cabling with a fuse from that battery, come under the timber here through a channel, and then I come under, and from there it goes into this isolator switch. I put that in there just for safety. I think it's always good to be able to isolate your batteries just in case something happens for whatever reason, or if you need to do some maintenance. So it goes through the isolator switch and then goes from there into this, which is the charger. It's a C-Tech, I think it's a D250S, which I've found to be a really good charger. I know it's pretty high quality. It was expensive to buy at the start, but I think it was worth it because it does everything all in one. I didn't need to have a separate solar charge controller because it actually does that for me. This here is the solar line in. It comes through this fuse here and comes onto this side, and then down here is the alternator connector. So you got solar and alternator, and then this is the power out, and you've got just a shared negative. So yeah, that's a really good controller, and it actually is smart enough that when I'm using the solar panel in the middle of the day when it's nice and bright, if this battery gets full, gets to 100%, it'll start charging my starter battery. So I basically never need to worry about my batteries going flat, as long as I'm not, being power hungry and using my laptop all day or something like that. Pretty much will just run forever. I've gone away for a couple of weeks before on holiday and left the van with the fridge running and came back and it was fine. It just went the whole time with the solar. So yeah, it's a pretty good system. Anyway, from the charger, it comes out, as I was saying, comes out to the battery. Now this is a 100 amp hour deep cycle AGM. For anyone that doesn't know what AGM means, it stands for absorbed glass matte. Basically it's a dry cell battery. There's no maintenance or anything required, and it does not gas. Now that was really important for me because this is inside my sleeping quarters, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't have hydrogen gas coming out. So that's something to bear in mind. The AGM is the way to go if you're going to be having it in the same place that you're living. And then from the battery, it goes up into this fuse box, and from there I've got 6 available circuits, and they're all fused separately. So I'll just take that off. And you can see there you've got the 6 fuses, so if I ever blow anything I just switch the fuse out, and it's normally good to go. I power my lights, my fans, my cigarette lighter ports, my 12 volt power that I have. I have 4 of these. I've shown you 2 in the van tour video. One of them was a USB. These 2 here are just 12 volt cigarette lighter ports. Plenty for me. I use them for one. I think this one's the fridge. This one I have with like a phone charger that leads up to the front of the van, so I can charge my phone and tablet and things like that. Oh yeah, and then this thing here is this is actually the light switch. This is the back of the light switch. So if I flick it on and off, you'll see the lights go on and off. So yeah, it keeps it all pretty contained, and I try to do it as neat as possible. I think that's important with electrical stuff. You don't want to make it all messy because it gets quite difficult to diagnose problems later on down the track. and it meant that I could use most of this space here. I could use most of that for storage. Like, that's quite a big space. Hey guys, I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And if you want any questions answered, just leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. Bye. Fuck. Whoosh. The fly's on the phone now. Fuck. He won't be bothering us anymore. Ah.